Good day, everyone. Now you might be wondering, what is this beside me? Well, this is my very own anatomical drawing of the heart. You also might be wondering, why is the anatomical drawing of the heart beside you? Well, that is because we will be discussing how blood pumps through the heart. Specifically, it's three circulations: the pulmonary circulation, the coronary circulation, and the systemic circulation. But before we get into those circulations, let's discuss the different parts of the heart. Here labeled at number 1 is the superior vena cava. It pumps blood into the heart from the upper parts of the body, hence the name superior vena cava. Here labeled at number 2 is the inferior vena cava. Blood from the lower parts of the body go into here. Now next, labeled at number 3, this is the right atrium. Labeled at number 4 is the tricuspid valve. And number 5 is the right ventricle. Number 6 is the pulmonary semilunar valve. Number 7 is the pulmonary artery with its right and left branches. And number 8 here is the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins pump blood into the left ventricle. And from the left ventricle, it passes through number 10, which is the bicuspid valve, to number 11, which is the left ventricle, to number 12. More accurately, it is around here, but for convenience purposes, I place it over here, towards the number 12, which is the aortic valve, and towards number 13, the aorta. Now, for the more specific circulations, first we'll discuss the pulmonary circulation. The pulmonary circulation involves blood pumping into the heart, towards the lungs, and back into the heart. So what happens is, blood pumps through the inferior and superior vena cava towards the right atrium. Here, when enough pressure builds, or enough pressure builds, it pushes through the tricuspid valve and into number 5, which is the right ventricle. When enough pressure also builds in the right ventricle, it pushes through the pulmonary semilunar valve into the pulmonary arteries, where it goes into the lungs. There in the lungs, deoxygenated blood becomes oxygenated blood. As I've mentioned before, pulmonary circulation involves the pumping of blood into the heart for oxygenation. Next, we have the systemic circulation. After the blood is oxygenated, that is when systemic circulation happens. Systemic circulation happens when blood from the lungs enters the pulmonary veins towards the left ventricle. Once there is enough blood in the left ventricle, it pushes through the bicuspid valve, and from the bicuspid valve, it enters through the left ventricle. Once again, when enough blood is in the left ventricle, it pushes through the aortic valve towards the aorta, and the aorta distributes it towards the rest of the body. That is systemic circulation. Once again, pulmonary circulation involves the pumping of blood into the heart, towards the lungs, and heart back again for oxygenation. Meanwhile, systemic circulation involves the blood pumping back into the heart and towards the rest of the body. Unfortunately, I was unable to draw the systems involved for the coronary circulation, but coronary circulation involves supplying oxygen or blood to the heart or the myocardium itself, the heart muscle, I mean. So it starts at the base of the aorta, somewhere around here, And the right part of it gets the deoxygenated blood towards the lungs, and the left side of it supplies it with oxygenated blood. Again, unfortunately, I am unable to draw it. So to summarize, pulmonary circulation involves the flowing of blood into the heart for oxygenation and into the lungs. Systemic circulation involves blood pumping from the lungs towards the heart and towards the rest of the body. Coronary circulation involves supplying the myocardium, or the heart muscle itself, with blood. So, that is all for my video, and I hope you learned something, I hope you learned something from it. Thank you.